All right, hello there. Welcome to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. Hope that you are all having a great Friday evening, Friday night, whatever time of the day it is. May still be Friday afternoon for some of you, maybe on the west coast of California. It's just still the workday is still going on. It may just be 4 o'clock where you are, but wherever you are, I hope you're having a great time and getting ready for a great weekend. Tonight, I want to talk about some of our Criterion wishes. So, a lot going on in the world of the Criterion collection and other boutique labels and the world of physical media overall. But as I think about the world of Criterion, a lot of excitement as we get closer to what we believe will be a November Barnes& and Noble 50% off sale. So we are excited about that. Also, potentially within the next week or so, we might, fingers crossed, see a 24-hour flash sale on the criterion.com site. And there's some exciting titles coming from the Criterion collection in the remainder of 2024. So I'm super excited about the Q4 slate for Criterion and plan to do a little bit of damage next month in the November sale and also pick up some titles in the 24-hour flash sale if those sales occur. So I'm excited about what Criterion is bringing us for the remainder of the year, as well as what they brought us this year so far. It's been a really good year for Criterion, but this stream tonight is going to talk about some of those releases that are on our dream list. Like if you could be king for a day and you could say, hey, here's one, two, or three titles that I would absolutely love for Criterion to release in 2025. If I could just have my wish, what would that release be? So we're going to talk about that tonight, and I am really excited about it. And I want to hear your thoughts on what titles you are excited about potentially seeing from Criterion in 2025. Let's not put any limits on it. Sky is the limit. Dream to your heart's content. And let's share our dream releases from the Criterion collection in 2025. On the other side of this, let's do this. All right, we're talking dream releases for 2025. What are the titles on your wish list? If you could say, wow, I would really love it if Criterion released this title in 2025, what would that be? Drop a comment in the comment section as we're on here live. And if you happen to join us on a replay, definitely let us know that as I'm drinking my little spearmint tea here. So tonight I'm going to share 13, a baker's dozen of my dream releases from Criterion in 2025. If I could have my wish, I'm going to share those 13 titles. And I want to hear what titles are on your dream list. Now, before we get to my dream list, I am going to go to some dream comments here in the comments section. Let's see who all is out there. We have Josephine DeMarco. Hello. First time watches of fall 2024 I want to highlight. Okay. What do you want to highlight? Horrors of malformed men, Stir Crazy, Key Largo. Wow. You're watching a lot of a lot of awesome stuff here. Childhood of a Leader, Burnt Offerings, People Under the Stairs. I've heard of that one, but a number of titles I have not heard of. Dream releases for me, David and Lisa, The Holy Mountain, Atanarhot, The Fast Runner, Daughters of the Dust. Okay. Again, no limits. These are your dream releases, right? They don't even have to be incredibly realistic. It's just if you could just snap your fingers, if a genie would appear and say, you can have your wish is my command, what would it be? Let's see here. The Man Who Thought Life, Hester Street, some more dream releases love that you'd love to see added. Josephine, Adrian James, hello there. Hello, Adrian. Hope you're doing well across the pond. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're doing well. John Woo's A Better Tomorrow would be a great Criterion 4K. All right, some really nice entrances there from Josephine DeMarco. So thank you, Josephine. Love that. Hello to all. Hello, internet user. And we have Miss Bonnie, Mama Blu-ray. How are you doing out there, up there in the great state of Connecticut up there in New England. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine. Mama Blu-ray saying hi to Adrian and everything. People saying hello to one another. We have Magnitude Rev here. I would love to see a Criterion release for Park Chan-wook's The Handmaiden. Okay, cool. J.A. Bayon's Society of the Snow and Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah. Yes, Martin Scorsese has a great relationship with the Criterion Collection, so there's every possibility that we should see more of his films, and Killers of the Flower Moon would be another cool addition. I have not yet seen Killers of the Flower Moon, so let me know in the comments section what y'all think of that Martin Scorsese film. Scorsese is one of my favorite filmmakers by far. By far. Let's see. Adrian, is Mama Blu-ray? How are you doing today? Hello, Jason. People saying hello to one another. Hello, Holland. Good evening to you. Happy Friday evening. Happy weekend to you as well. The weekend is here. We're excited. Adrian says he's good. The movie addict says hello, and I say hello back to you. And let's see. Elliot James Mulhern agreed The Handmaiden is top of my ultimate wish list. I have not seen Handmaiden, so I have got to check that out at some point. Tokyo Drifter 4K. Okay, an upgrade of Tokyo Drifter. Cool. Paramount already has a 4K of this film, but I'd love to see Roman Holiday, okay, get the Criterion treatment. Cool. That's a nice entry there. Dream release Showa era Gojira 4K box set. Okay. The David Cronenberg film, A History of Violence, is turning 20 next year, and I think it'll make a great release. There's a number of David Cronenberg films in the collection, so who knows? That could be a possibility. See, Jason says Lady Snowblood 4K. That two-film set, that would be a cool release. And so let me just say here, Charlie Kaufman's I'm thinking of ending things. Please, Criterion Netflix. Cool. So let me just say that I really love this idea because this is an idea I think that came from one of my subscribers, and I'll probably put it in the description to thank you. It was a great idea, and I'm like, that is a really good idea. Let's talk about that. So to just talk about wishes for Criterion for 2025. So really thankful for someone submitting that comment, and I will put them in the description when I come across that comment. But great idea. And I am excited about the potential. If even just one of the things on my wish list comes in 2025, I will be super excited. I mean, Criterion fulfilled a long time wish of mine by announcing this for December of this year. This was my ultimate, like, if Criterion would release it, I'd be so happy. So once they announced that, now I got to think, okay, what else would fill that void for me of, wish for Criterion? So but part of the idea of doing this live stream is also because a lot of people are not going to see this live, they're going to catch us on a replay. I want this to be like sort of a video that we come back to over the next few months. Criterion will be announcing their January titles this coming Tuesday or Wednesday. So just in just a few days, like 4 or 5 days from now. And so that'll be the first time that we get a taste of what Criterion is announcing for 2025. And so as we see some of the things come out that are on my list or your list, let's sort of keep a little running check of these things, and let's sort of have fun with this video and sort of catalog it and come back to it from time to time of, oh yeah, we talked about this title, we talked about that title, it's now coming out. Or who knows, maybe as we get through the year we may start talking about none of the things we wish for are coming out. So in any event, it should be a platform to spark conversation through 2025. So that's what I'm trying to say in a very convoluted kind of way. Let's see. Trevor McEntee says Robert Altman Essential Box. A number of Altman films are in the collection, so that would be cool, especially 4K releases would be wonderful. Let's see. Also, A Serious Man from the Coen brothers seems likely. Yeah, more Coen brothers in the collection would be awesome. Pandora and the Flying Dutchman 4K. Cool. And Ken Carlson, off the top of my head, here are my top three upgrades to Criterion. Straw Dogs, yes. Thief, Midnight Cowboy, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you on those. Those would be amazing. William, Dream Criterion release, La Grande Fiesta, 1986, director Marcus Zuranaga. It was marketed as the most important film from Puerto Rico at the time. E.G. Marshall and Raul Julia are in the film, among others. Cool. Cool. Edward G. Robinson. Okay. Wait, I'm sorry. You said E.G. I'm sorry, E.G. Marshall. E.G. Marshall, excuse me. Sorry. Yes. I'm beyond thrilled that my prayers were heard by Criterion as a dream release of mine came to fruition earlier this year. Farewell, my concubine. Yes, that's a fantastic release from Criterion, available on 4K. I have it. I reviewed it on this channel. It is very, very good and definitely recommended. There Will Be Blood 4K. That's a good one. That's a good one. I believe the Coen release at some point. I believe cinematographer Roger Deakins confirmed it. Cool. Tim Rath, the Hitchcock films Rebecca, Notorious, and Spellbound all getting 4K upgrades would be epic. You got that right. We might be talking about that in a few minutes. Let's see here. A Stanley Kubrick box set. Ooh, I love these ideas. Again, with all these ideas, let's sort of keep a list of all these ideas, my ideas, your ideas, and let's celebrate when some of these things have to hit in 2025, right? So as they do, let's celebrate together and remember, oh yeah, we talked about these releases during that live stream. She's Gotta Have It 4K, Ruby in Paradise, and Manhunter 4K. Awesome. Ken says we need more Val Luton Cat People upgrade to 4K would be great. Walk with the Zombie 7 Victim 4K is a fantastic set. Yes, I've seen reviews of it on Blu-ray.com, and I'm very much looking forward to picking it up in the upcoming flash sale. So we shall see. All right, so we got more comments coming in. I'm going to come back to the comments, but right now, let's go ahead and start jumping into my Baker's Dozen. I've got 13 dream releases from Criterion in 2025. These are dream releases that I would love to see get announced and come out in 2025. I got them in a PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to pretend I'm at work and I'm going to do a PowerPoint presentation. So let's see here. I am going to go to my wonderful PowerPoint here, and we're going to do a slideshow. So these are 2025 releases I would love to see from Criterion. What releases would you like to see from Criterion in 2025? So I got 13 of them. I say we go through maybe my first five. I'll pop out, go into the comment section, see what you're saying, kind of see how you're feeling about these. And then we'll come back in, cover, say, five more, pop back to some comments, and then pop back in and share my last three. And then we'll share the last few comments and then wish everyone a happy weekend and keeping those fingers crossed for the upcoming sales, as well as what we're going to hear from Criterion in January, and hoping that we start to see some of our wish lists in their announcements. So the first title that I have on my list here that I'd love to see in 2025 is this one right here. Nightcrawler, the 2014 film from director Dan Gilroy. So, what do you all think of this film? This is a film that stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Rene Russo. It is a mesmerizing thriller that stars Jake Gyllenhaal as basically a morally bankrupt videographer that exploits violent crime scenes. He gets involved with the news media. Rene Russo has a job as a producer at a TV station. So he gets involved in providing footage to the news station in exchange for money. And he is a morally ambiguous, morally corrupt not a very good guy. But I absolutely love the way this film is shot. I love the GTA Grand Theft Auto vibe of this movie. This takes place in Los Angeles, similar to GTA 5, basically San Andreas. And it has that same vibe in terms of the way that Los Angeles and Southern California is shown in the night scenes, the day scenes, has that same vibe. And I just love Jake Gyllenhaal's character. This is a title that is currently available on Blu-ray, as you see here in my wonderful Blu-ray release here. The interesting thing is that this Blu-ray release has a commentary and it has a making of feature, but really not much else in the way of special features. So I think a Criterion 4K of Nightcrawler, this 2014 film, is now 10 years old. That would be fantastic. That would be freaking epic. What do y'all think about that? Jake Gyllenhaal, Rene Russo on 4K Ultra HD from Criterion. This was my absolute number one unicorn all-time wish to get a Criterion release, and it came true. This was a strong, like, close second right here. This one would be amazing. I'm glad we have this one. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we see this one. Let us know in the comments section what you think about Nightcrawler. But I just think it's an amazing film. A little known fact about Nightcrawler is that Jake Gyllenhaal lost 30 pounds for the role to enhance his character's unsettling intensity and animalistic appearance. So he lost a little bit of weight for this movie, and his performance was legendary. I mean, absolutely, absolutely legendary. I feel like, honestly, this film was probably one of the best films to come out in 2014. That's how strongly I feel about Nightcrawler. Let me know what you think about it. So that's my first title that I'll talk about for dream releases from Criterion, a Criterion 4K of Nightcrawler. Here's my next title. Sunset Boulevard. Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. This film is from director Billy Wilder. You got this release here. All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. This is over 2.5 hours of special features on here. So even if Criterion didn't do a lot in the way of special features, if they just ported over all of these features here, you have never before released this deleted scene. You have Sunset Boulevard at the beginning, a look back. You have the noir side of Sunset Boulevard. You have galleries. Probably the one thing that they could probably add would be maybe a commentary. I would love it if maybe they poured over all these features, give us a brand new commentary, maybe a visual essay, put this on 4K in a nice digipack set. Chef's kiss. This would be a wonderful, wonderful release. It's a Billy Wilder film. Billy Wilder's Double Indemnity is also available on 4K from the Criterion Collection. This would be another noir film from Billy Wilder. If they could get the rights to this, this would be an absolute slam dunk release from the Criterion Collection and would automatically, probably, assuredly be on my top 10 releases of the year if they do it right. Sunset Boulevard deserves a 4K release from somebody, but certainly from the Criterion Collection. This is Billy Wilder's scathing indictment of Hollywood's treatment of aging stars. You have Gloria Swanson, who portrays a faded silent movie star. So she was a silent movie star in the 1920s named Norma Desmond. And of course, now we're in the talkies and her best days are over. But she still is trying to get back in the game and cling to fame and try to get back to the fame that she once had. But her star is faded and she will never again be the star that she once was. Um, the film's commentary on obsession, fame, and delusion is incredibly relevant. And although this is a film from 1950, is going on 75 years old, 75th anniversary, 75th anniversary Sunset Boulevard. Anybody? Criterion Collection. I'm feeling it. I'm getting my hopes up. What do y'all think? That would be magnifique, whatever you say in French. That would be amazing. But yes, Cecil B. DeMille plays himself in this film as a director. A little known fact is that, of course, he played himself in the film and one of Swanson's real life directors during her silent film career. So just an absolutely fantastic film, Sunset Boulevard, a Hollywood story. Even though it's 75 years old or nearly 75 years old, it is very relevant today. The same things that you see in this film are things going on in Hollywood, challenges that stars encounter in Hollywood today. Sunset Boulevard, an absolute masterstroke from director Billy Wilder. This would be a wonderful addition to Criterion on 4K, in addition to the wonderful release of Double Indemnity on 4K. So keep those fingers crossed. All right, that's the second one. Here's my third one. All right, All the President's Men. This film here, starring Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford. Director Alan J. Pakula. This is quite an amazing film. Now, this is a 2-disc special edition on Blu-ray that Warner Brothers released. And I think it would be wonderful. Now, there's some nice special features on here. You have a documentary on here, additional documentaries. You have a commentary. So there are some decent features on this edition. I would love to have those ported over and have some additional features added, maybe a visual essay, maybe another commentary, right? But this would be a fantastic film. This is from Alan J. Pakula. This is the third film in Pakula's Paranoia trilogy. So the Criterion Collection, the reason why I think this has a good chance is it just would make sense because the Criterion Collection already has the first 2 films in Alan Pakula's Paranoia trilogy in the collection. Clute, starring Jane Fonda and the recently passed Donald Sutherland. This is from 1971, spine 987 in the Criterion Collection. This is highly recommended, folks. For the upcoming flash sale, Barnes & Noble sale, get Clute. Also, if you're a Warren Beatty fan, the Parallax View from 1974. So this 1971 film, Clute, and the Parallax View are the first 2 films in Alan J. Pakula's Paranoia trilogy. The third film is this film here, starring Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford, All the President's Men, basically about these reporters who did the investigation in uncovering the Watergate scandal that, of course, took down Richard Nixon as he was getting on Marine One or I guess maybe at that time it was Marine Two, because I guess at the time he got on there, he was no longer president. So maybe it was a special mission helicopter. I don't know. But when he was flying back to California after resigning and Gerald Ford taking office. But yeah, this is an amazing film. It's the third film in the trilogy, and it would make sense for Criterion to release it since they have the other 2 films. But what do you think about this film? I mean, look at this amazing cast. You have Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford, Jason Robards, and I forgot the name of the gentleman who. Let me look it up on the back here. Jason Robards. You have Martin Balsam in here. I think that's Jack Warden over there. Yeah. Jack Warden and Martin Balsam. Of course, Martin Balsam played in Psycho, and he also played in All the President's Men. This would be absolutely fantastic. So it's a tense, meticulously crafted portrayal of the Washington Post journalists who uncovered the Watergate scandal. This film captures the power. I guess they got help from Forrest Gump with that, right? I guess Forrest Gump was calling them and I guess, tipped them off to it. But I guess that's what happened, right? According to the movie. This film captures the power of investigative journalism. Its focus on truth seeking in politics makes it an essential Criterion release. This would be a phenomenal release from Criterion if they were to release this film on 4K. Robert Redford, who played Bob Woodward, one of the reporters, he was instrumental in bringing the story to the screen, buying the film rights to the book shortly after it was published. So Mr. Redford played a big role in this film coming to pass. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about All the President's Men? Do you think it would make a great 4K from Criterion as part of a completion of the Paranoia trilogy in the collection? Let us know in the comments section. All right, the fourth title that I have in my dream list. I want to hear your dreams, but my fourth dream title would be a film that I saw a number of years ago. It's been a long time since I've seen this movie. Whoops. Whoops. Whoa. What am I doing? Oh. Oops. Sorry. Oh my goodness. I messed myself up. Okay. I guess I will do that real quickly, and I will share my screen again. I apologize for that, folks. I my yeah, let me I don't know why that happened. All right, here we are. Yeah, Dead Presidents, 1995. Directors Albert Hughes and Alan Hughes. I think this would be a great release for Criterion. I've heard a lot of people, a lot of rumors of this coming at some point. This is 1995. So the 30th anniversary of Dead Presidents is next year in 2025. Wouldn't it be a great time for this film from the brothers Albert Hughes and Alan Hughes to get a 4K release from Criterion? This is the Hughes brothers' gritty depiction of a young black man's return from the Vietnam War to a life of poverty, crime, and trauma in the Bronx remains a powerful social commentary. The film's exploration of race, class, and disillusionment of war veterans deserves Criterion's attention. Absolutely. Little known fact about this film's title refers to US currency, symbolizing the character's desperate pursuit of money in a society that has left him behind. It has been 30 years since I have seen this film. I saw this film, I think, when it first came out, and I have not seen it since. So this would be almost like seeing the film like for the first time again, because it's been that long since I've seen this movie. So this would be a great release from Criterion. The Hughes brothers already have an amazing release from Criterion. One of the fourth, one of the first 4K releases from Criterion when they started releasing 4Ks in 2021. This came out in the fall of 2021, I believe. Menace to Society, along with Citizen Kane on 4K. This is a great digipack release from the Criterion collection, and I highly recommend it. This film is a powerful film. It looks great on 4K, and it is a great release from Criterion. You hear from the Hughes brothers on this release. I think the addition of Dead Presidents to the Criterion collection from these amazing filmmakers on a 4K release, maybe in a digipack release similar to this, would be awesome. And this 30th anniversary is coming up in 2025, so be a great time to see it. So that's my fourth dream release. Will it happen? Fingers crossed. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Dead Presidents 1995. All right, let me share one more. Let me share five, my fifth one of my 13. And then I'll drop back out. We'll go through some comments and just see what y'all are thinking, see how y'all are feeling on this Friday evening, and hear some of your wishes and what you want. But here's the fifth thing that I want. Alfred Hitchcock 4K releases. Woo! Alfred Hitchcock. All right. Now, the three films you're seeing up here are three of the masterpieces from this master of suspense, who is my absolute favorite director of all time. Alfred Hitchcock is my all-time favorite director, and it's by a long shot. There are of my top five favorite directors, Alfred Hitchcock is number one, and there's a big gap between him and the second, and the third, fourth, and fifth. I absolutely love the second, third, fourth, and fifth. They are phenomenal. But Alfred Hitchcock, there is just on another level for me. I love every film I've seen from him. He is the master of suspense. I love his TV series, Alfred Hitchcock Presents. And I just think he was the master of all time. These are three films from him. Rebecca, the only film of his that won Best Picture from 1940, one of his first films he did in the United States after he moved here from Britain. Notorious, one of his best films starring Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman. And then Spellbound, another amazing film from him starring Ingrid Bergman and Gregory Peck. Just an absolutely phenomenal set of films that I have in a couple of versions. Now, this is Alfred Hitchcock, The Classic Collection, Notorious, Rebecca, and Spellbound. All three of these films on Blu-ray. This is a really nice set. This is an excellent set. If you happen to have this, this is a really nice set of Hitchcock's films in one edition, starting with the wonderful, wonderful film Rebecca. Just a fantastic film starring Laurence Olivier and Joan Fontaine. Notorious, fantastic World War II time film, and Spellbound. Now, Criterion has released on Blu-ray Rebecca and Notorious. These are spines 135 and 137. 136, spine 136 is Spellbound. So Spellbound is in the collection on DVD. It has not yet been upgraded to Blu-ray or 4K, but I think it will be phenomenal if Criterion released one, two, or all three of these films on 4K. If they did something similar to like this, like maybe if they say, hey, we're going to release these three films on 4K and release them as a nice set, a box set, and charge a good price for it, chef's kiss. I mean, that would be absolutely phenomenal. Now, the good thing is both Rebecca and Notorious already have 4K restorations. So new 4K restorations were done of those when these were released. So they would just use those same 4K restorations along with a new 4K restoration of Spellbound, give it to us in a nice set or release them separately or do both. In any event, it would be great to get some Alfred Hitchcock 4K releases from the Criterion Collection. So that is my fifth item. I've got 8 more to go, but before I do, I am going to stop just yapping my mouth and I want to hear from y'all. I want to hear from you all about what some of your dream titles are. So I'm going to see where I left off here in, ooh, we got a lot of comments. My goodness. Let me see here. Ooh. Okay. We have a ton of comments, folks. I'm not sure if we're going to get to all of these, but let's see here. All right. Eric says, a boring prediction. Nothing is boring. Nothing is boring. But Honora would likely be added. Conclave is also possible as it is produced by Indian Paintbrush, which is owned by the same man who owns Criterion. Yes, he recently bought Criterion a few months ago. Okay, that's a possibility. You never know. You never know. You never know. Trevor says Eyes Wide Shut will be cool. The Stanley Kubrick film. I still have not seen that film. It stars Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. I still haven't seen it. I need to see it at some point, perhaps. Do I need to see it? Do I need to see it or not? Let me know. Bonic B Pop 82. Hello, James. Finally got a chance to catch a live stream. I would like the rest of Edward Yang's movies in a box set. All mine to give a great Christmas movie. I can't think about any at the moment. Okay, cool. Yeah, Edward Yang. That would be fantastic. I still haven't seen Yi Yi from him, and there's a couple of his I have not yet seen. A number of his I haven't seen yet. Also, Akiri Xbox One, XB1. To be honest, there are a lot of movies I want, but I can't think of any at the moment. Okay. You know, it's funny. I just amaze myself. ATM. I, I'm usually bad about knowing what does that acronym mean. I actually picked that up when I first saw it. Surprised myself. To Live and Die in LA and American Graffiti 4K. Cool. Yeah, those both recently, well, actually, American Graffiti just got a studio 4K release, I believe, right? And To Live and Die in LA just got didn't they just get not an Arrow video? Somebody released that on 4K recently. Um, but yeah, who knows? Magnitude Rev says, Bonic B Pop 82. I'd also love to see a complete Films of Edward Yang box set. Mm. A Brighter Summer Day. That is a fantastic film from Edward Yang. That's the only one of his that I've seen, and it is an extraordinary film. Really, really good movie. It's a very long movie. It's like 3+ hours. I think it's 210 minutes. So that's definitely a commitment to watch that film. Christian says, my dream releases are Cape Fear, 1962, The Swimmer, 1968, and Dog Day Afternoon. Oh, Dog Day Afternoon, the Sidney Lumet film starring Al Pacino. Oh my goodness, that would be a really good one for sure. Yes, yes. Nightcrawler is awesome, isn't it? Isn't it awesome? Folks, this is one of the best movies to come out in 2014, folks. This movie is absolutely phenomenal. It is amazing. I mean, Nightcrawler is the bomb. It's the bomb diggity, folks. Even my dog, Shiloh, thinks so. He's out there. I just fed him a little while ago. I'm going to let him out as soon as I finish this live stream. But even he knows that Nightcrawler is amazing. I mean, he knows it. And he's a German Shepherd. Let's see, Magnitude Rev. Nightcrawler is a film I would pick up. One of Gyllenhaal's best performances, such a riveting thriller. Yes, and Jake Gyllenhaal is one heck of an actor. I mean, he is so good. That film he was in with Hugh Jackman, Prisoners, the what was it? The Denis Villeneuve film, Prisoners. So good. So good. He's a great actor, and Hugh Jackman was good in that too. See, Nightcrawler was heavily inspired by the Billy Wilder film Ace in the Hole. Yep. Good call. Criterion 4K of that would be great. Sure would be. Sure would be. That would be phenomenal. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is turning 50 next year. It'll be the perfect opportunity to put that on a 4K. Yep. 100%. Nightcrawler definitely does have an Ace in the Hole vibe to it. I wouldn't be surprised that it was influenced by the film. Yep. See, Tim also agrees with Sunset Boulevard. Yes. And I have to believe if even as I think about 2025, if I only get like two of the things on my wish list, it will be a phenomenal 2025. Phenomenal. If I just get two of the items, if I get any more, just call it the best year ever. Sunset Boulevard would be day one, even if not on sale. Yeah, well, for me, I mean, for me as well. And the good thing is that at least Amazon typically sells Criterions at 30% off. So even on non-sale months, when I pick up titles that I review on this channel, I'm getting them 30% off. So it's not 50%, but it's not paying, full SRP either. So we have Gerald Lang. I'd like to see a Coriatas box set, a Criterion treatment of Napoleon Dynamite, as well as Sofia Coppola box set with a Criterion treatment of Lost in Translation. We may be talking about that one as well in just a little bit. But yes, great suggestions there, Gerald. We didn't need dialogue. We had faces. Oh, we had faces. Okay. I'm not sure what that's referring to, Michael. You may have to help me in the comments there. Gerald Kino Lorber is releasing Lost in Translation on 4K. Okay, that's good to know. Let's see. Henry says The Devils. Okay. Magnitude Rev. Gerald, I'd also love a Coriata box set or just more titles of his in general. I'm shocked the best quality release Shoplifters got in the US was a single DVD, not even a Blu-ray. Okay. We shall see. We shall see. Breaking Away is another film I would like to see. Film is a great late 70s sports related film starring a young Dennis Quaid, a young Daniel Stern, and Jackie Earl Haley. I have not heard of that film. That would be one to check out. And that's the other thing about 2025. For me, from Criterion, if I got, say, two or three of the items on my wish list, if I just got that, some of the things y'all are wishing for, but then also just surprise me, Criterion. Just surprise me as they always do with amazing discoveries and things that I never knew existed or things I never knew I would like and love and appreciate. And 2025 will set up to be one heck of a year. And it could all start with this Tuesday's announcements of the January titles. We shall see. Louis Buñuel, 1900 to 1983. Okay, a Buñuel set on 4K, perhaps. Okay. Manitou says, I'd actually love to see a dual release of both The President's Men and The Post, as they both showcase the same time frame and work as an amazing part one, part two release. Okay, that's a neat idea. Double feature, not release. Okay. Okay. 25 watching, 15 likes. Common gang, let's support James by hitting the like button. Well, thank you, Caveman. I appreciate that for this gentleman who is always providing great information. Oh, Caveman, you are so kind. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Gerald says, yes, Tim, I heard about that from Kino. I like a Criterion treatment, which is a step above Kino, who has done great work on the Chuck Norris releases I picked up. Okay. Chuck Norris is a cool dude, isn't he? In great shape for his age, too. I mean, see Dead Presidents. Yes, that would be great. I would just love to revisit that film. It would be like seeing it all over again. I mean, seeing it like for the first time almost. I mean, I'm sure I will recognize a lot of the sequences, like, oh yeah, I remember that, I remember that. But in terms of like the beat by beat story, it's been so long since I've seen it, I've forgotten most of it, or pretty much all of it. So it'll be a fresh watch for me. Breaking Away is an awesome movie too. Okay. I haven't seen it, but I look forward to seeing it. Louis Buñuel 4K box set. Yep. All the President's Men would be great. Yep. I desperately want a 4K release of the Michael Mann film, The Insider, starring Al Pacino and Russell Crowe. Interesting. So yeah, we do have at least one. Yeah, there is a Michael Mann film in the collection that we'll talk about shortly. It's on my wish list, but yes, yes, that would be great. Martin Balsam was also the first Rudy Wells in the original $6 Million Man pilot TV movie in 1973. I did not know that. Okay. Oh, Martin Balsam. What a good actor. What a good actor. Martin Balsam, folks, if you want to see expert filmmaking at work and you want to know, hey, why does he gush over Alfred Hitchcock so much? Just watch Psycho. Watch the interaction between Anthony Perkins, Norman Bates and Martin Balsam's character. Just watch that scene where he's questioning Norman Bates. And it's that type of filmmaking, just seeing that tension that's built in that scene that just makes Alfred Hitchcock just an all-time master. I mean, that interaction between those two, that conversation and seeing Norman Bates' reaction and seeing what Martin Balsam's character was trying to do, just fantastic. And the way a certain scene that he was in was shot, where he's doing this, all-time great stuff. Check out Psycho. So, yes. Raymond Watt, there should be more Korean films on Criterion like the works of Lee Chan-dong. I would agree. I would agree. That would be great. I would love to discover that. Jason Radiance Films just announced a great Buñuel trilogy, which includes Viridiana, The Exterminating Angel, and Simon of the Desert. Okay. Raymond Watt, a John Woo box set with all the Hong Kong films. Cool. See, Criterion released Dead Presidents on Laserdisc many years ago, so it would make sense for Criterion to release it again. 100%. 100%. I really do. I'm not going to go so far as to make a prediction, but I really feel like, given that next year's the 30th anniversary and Albert Hughes and Alan Hughes already have a film in the collection, Menace to Society, it just feels like it would make sense for that title to come out in 2025 from Criterion. So fingers crossed, I would absolutely love that. And I think a lot of you feel the same way. So Dead Presidents was a Criterion Laserdisc. Yes, absolutely. I don't have it, but uh, some people do, I'm sure. Dream release for me would be a Studio Ghibli complete works box set. Disney owns the American rights to their films, and still, I think that, but they would release. I think, but they did release Wally. Yeah, that's another thing. Are there any opportunities for more, perhaps, some directors of films owned by Disney, similar to what the director for Wall-E did. He was passionate about getting his film released on Criterion and petitioned Disney for it. I wonder if there's maybe some other directors who could do something similar for certain films of theirs that Disney has ownership of or control over. Maybe we can see some of that. We'll see. Mr. Society is a great film. It really is. It is fantastic. It looks great on that 4K. It is a really good movie that makes you think. There's a question that one of the characters' grandfather asks him that is so profound in it. He asks him a question, and then he says, I don't know. And that tells you so much about the movie and the characters. It's a really deep film. It is powerful, and I highly recommend it. Magnitude Rev says Raymond Vinegar Syndrome Film Movement just this month released a phenomenal Lee Chang Dong 4-film box set containing Greenfish, Oasis, Peppermint Candy, and poetry. Cool, 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 cool. Let's see. Why not Boys in the Hood? Boys in the Hood. That would be a good one. That would be a phenomenal one. I would love that. Tim says the problem with Dead Presidents is that it's owned by Disney. Oh, well, but see, there again, that's what I'm saying. If the Hughes brothers, similar to what Wall-E director, what he did, went to them and said, "Hey, I want this on Criterion," who knows? I mean, it just feels like it would make sense, being that it's the 30th anniversary. I see no reason why Disney would not allow it. I mean, just let them do it. Just let Criterion do it. Come on, Disney. Come on, Mickey. See, boys in the hood. Let's see. Korean cinema is horribly underrepresented by Criterion. Yeah, there's definitely a need for more Korean films in the collection. James, are you going to get the Hitchcock Early Years box coming out in December? Early Years box. Now, what I am not familiar with that set. Let me know more about that. Is that a Blu-ray set that's coming in December, and who is releasing it? I don't know much about that. Ashes of Time from Wong Kar-wai would be a release I'd like to see. I've owned or have only seen a DVD release from years ago of the film. Yeah, that film was not included in the beautiful Wong Kar-wai set that came out a few years ago. That was not included in it. So I would love to see that film. Would love to see it. We have Ken with Mid-Level Media. What's going on, Kenny Levels? What's up, James? Happy Friday, man. Happy Friday to you as well, Ken. Hope you are doing well up there in the great state of Kentucky. Hope you're doing fine up there. Happy Friday to you. See here. Raymond Watt. I would get a 4K player if Melancholia gets a Criterion 4K release. Okay, I have not heard that film. Have to check that one out. Hey, Ken, happy Friday. People, Caveman saying hey to Ken. Yes, more Hitchcock, please. Yes, the more Hitchcock, the better. I mean, more Hitchcock films in the collection. Like, there's a lot of his early films that I have on an old beat up Mill Creek DVD set. I almost said Blu-ray. DVD set, horrible quality, but those are some amazing films, and I would love to see some of those films get restored and cleaned up and released by Criterion on Blu-ray 4K. That would be phenomenal. I would love that. Let's see. Ken says we need There Will Be Blood in 2025 for sure. That would be a great release. Fantastic to see that. I would love that. Love it, love it, love it. In Bruges is my favorite film of the 21st century, says Raymond Watt. Okay. All right. I really do appreciate these comments. I'm going to jump back in. I've covered 5 of my wishes so far. I've got 8 more to go. So I'm going to share 5 more to get us up to 10. Then I'll jump back out, go through some more comments, and then we'll wrap it up with my final 3. So is that a good plan to y'all? What do y'all think about that? Are y'all behind me on this? Y'all support me in this or not? If you don't support me, just let me know. Just tell me. Just say, hey, I'm not with you. I'm not down with that. Just let me know. It won't hurt my feelings. I promise. All right. So Alfred Hitchcock 4K releases was my 5th. One of my favorite directors. And one of my favorite directors in the Criterion Collection. There's a number of titles in the Criterion Collection, but none yet on 4K. So I have to believe I would be shocked if we are sitting here a year from now and there has not been a Criterion release on 4K of any of Hitchcock's films. I would be shocked. I think it's time, and I really would love to see it. But we shall see. We shall see. So, number six. What is number six? Another director well represented in Criterion that I would love to see more 4K. I would love to see some 4K releases of this director, Charlie Chaplin 4K releases. So I would love it, folks. Charlie Chaplin was a phenomenal visionary filmmaker. His masterpieces, including Modern Times and City Lights, continue to charm audiences with with their genuine heart and humor that's timeless and ageless. And getting 4K releases of both of these films, folks, would be a physical media collector's dream come true. It would be my dream come true. Okay, if I could get City Lights on 4K from the Criterion collection, if I can get Modern Times on 4K, you know, I'm not one that's going to upgrade every title. There are some titles, however, that are absolute no-brainer. I don't have to think about it. I will automatically upgrade. And these are two of those films. Okay. City Lights and Modern Times. This Modern Times is from 1936. Is spine 543 in the Criterion Collection. City Lights is from 1931. It is spine 680 in the Criterion Collection. These are two masterpieces from Charlie Chaplin. They are absolutely extraordinary films. If you're into silent films, and that's a big if, right? So when I get down to, okay, do I recommend this or not? That's where I have to sort of stop short of automatically recommending it, because you're probably sitting here listening to this and you're thinking, I don't like black and white films. I don't like silent films. And if you fall in that category, then I don't recommend that to you. But if you are open to black and white films, silent films from that era, and you like that type of vintage type film, then I highly recommend both of these films from Charlie Chaplin, City Lights and Modern Times. And I think that 2025 would be a great time to see either more Charlie Chaplin releases, but to see some of his releases that have already come out in Criterion on 4K. So who knows? Charlie Chaplin 4K releases. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. Are you a Charlie Chaplin fan? What do you think of Charlie Chaplin? So let me know. Now, City Lights was made during the sound era. So City Lights here was made during the sound era. So it was made in 1931. But Charlie Chaplin elected or opted to still keep it silent, knowing that his audience still preferred his silent tramp character. So by the time 1931 rolled around, the talkies were in full swing. Sound and voices were recorded into films at that point. But he said, you know what? I want to still make this film a silent film, and it was a great choice because it is absolutely an amazing film, and it works as a silent film in a way that I just don't think would have worked had he not made that choice. So that's just my opinion. So yeah, Charlie Chaplin upgrades. My number six. What's my number seven? What is my number seven? Let's see. Folks, medium cool. I've done over, oh goodness, well over 130 Criterion Collection reviews on this channel over the last 4 years. This is my very first review of any Criterion release and my very second video on this channel, my review of Medium Cool, the Criterion Collection Blu-ray. This is one of my absolute favorite releases in all of the Criterion Collection, along with Blowout. This is one of my absolute favorites. It's one of my early Criterion pickups. This is such an amazing film. This edition has a new restored or had a new restored 4K digital film transfer. So there's a 4K digital film transfer of this already. And I would absolutely lose it if Criterion released this on 4K. I would be so happy. I cannot even tell you. spine number 658, I would automatically upgrade this. I would not give away this Blu-ray, even though I would just keep it because it's one of my all-time favorite releases in Criterion, along with Blowout. I'm kind of sentimental about Medium Cool, but it's basically a film about a very momentous time in America. As we think about, of course, the whole political environment that we're in right now, going into an election here within just a few weeks. 1968 was a very explosive time in America. We had the Vietnam War going on, you had the civil rights movement going on, you had uh, I mean, you had two major assassinations with Martin Luther King Jr. and Bobby Kennedy. You had Baines Johnson basically doing what Biden did just recently, which is saying, "I will not run for another term." Only difference is Lyndon Johnson said that early in the process, but he said he was not going to run for a second term. You had a lot of social things going on with, I'm in the culture. It's just a very explosive time in America. And this film is about Robert Forster playing a reporter who is capturing the goings on in Chicago during the time of the 1968 Democratic National Convention. He runs into this woman who is a single mother, played by Verna Bloom, and their lives get intertwined. And it's basically a story, a film about the whole world is watching, through the eyes of the camera, seeing what is happening, the whole zeitgeist of 1968, what was going on in America. America was on fire in this year, and this is just a fantastic film that feels almost like a documentary. It's not a documentary, but it just has that cinema verite almost style to it, and it just puts you in that time and place of being in 1968, and you're feeling the whole political environment, the social environment, and it's just a beautiful, groundbreaking film that captures documentary realism with fiction to capture the political unrest and social upheaval of the late 1960s. And you might have picked up on, I don't know if you've picked up on the fact that I love this film. I do. I absolutely love it so much. It's one of my all time favorite Criterion releases. And if I had to say, your entire collection is burned up, but you can only keep five releases, it would be Medium Cool, Blowout, Thief, and a couple of others. Okay. That's how much I esteem this film and this release from Criterion, and would love to see a 4K of Medium Cool. So let me know what you think about my selection number 7. All right, number 8. I just named it. I just said it. Thief. Michael Mann. Somebody mentioned Michael Mann here, and I forgot the film that they were talking about. But this is another film from Michael Mann, one of my very first Criterions, starring the late great James Caan. A few years after playing Sonny in The Godfather, I absolutely loved him in that movie. He was awesome in that movie, and he's great in this movie here. This is James Caan, thief. He has some great lines in this, man. He is a thief. He's able to basically crack safes and open them up. And there's a great scene in the film showing that. And it's just a really, really good movie. Has those nice neon lights set in Chicago, the rainy streets of Chicago. It's a very atmospheric, moody film by Michael Mann. I think this film would look absolutely phenomenal on 4K. And so I would love to see this film on 4K. This is a nice release overall. It doesn't have a ton of features. You do get a nice little interview with James Caan on here where he talks about some of the things he did to prepare for this role, and that's pretty interesting. But it's by no means a packed release. You do get to hear from him. You get to hear from the band, the Tangerine Dream, who did a wonderful soundtrack for this movie. So there's some nice stuff to dig into in this release. But this is a fantastic release from Criterion, I think, just based on the film itself, James Caan's performance of a thief who is trying to get out of the game, but he's being pulled back in by forces that are slightly beyond his control. So I love this movie. Also stars Tuesday Weld. Just a fantastic film. It's Michael Mann's visually arresting crime thriller about a professional safecracker. Features stunning cinematography and a moody score by Tangerine Dream. It's neon drenched visuals. That's part of what I think will shine on 4K is with some nice HDR. Dolby Vision will just really beautifully present some of those neon visuals and the rain-soaked streets of Chicago. Make it ideal for 4K restoration. Now, the good thing is that this includes a 4K restoration film transfer here. So there's already the 4K work has been done. It's just a matter of putting it on a 4K disc, adding a Dolby Vision grade. Magnifique, beautiful. The film's lead character, played by James Caan, was based on a real-life thief named James John Santucci, who also served as a technical advisor for the film. So that helped to add some realism to the film. So that's Thief. What do you think about Thief? Let me know in the comments section. You have James Caan and Tuesday Weld at that top left picture. James Caan in the car there. And then at the bottom there, you see the car lot there, some of those lights. I mean, I can only imagine how awesome that will look on 4K. The scenes where he is doing the welding and cracking, opening the safe and seeing the sparks from the weld. That will look amazing on 4K, folks, and this as well as this whole film. So I have my fingers crossed that we will see that at some point. But this is Thief from director Michael Mann. All right, my number 9. We got 2 more to go, and then we'll go back and get your comments. So my number 9 one, what is it? Akira Kurosawa 4K releases. So, oh man, Akira Kurosawa, along with Alfred Hitchcock, is one of my all-time favorite directors. In just over a week, I just cannot wait for that BFI release of Seven Samurai to come and arrive on my doorstep. I cannot wait for that to arrive. Now, Criterion is releasing a 4K release of Seven Samurai in November that a lot of people are excited about. I'm excited for the announcement, but I already have Seven Samurai, the Criterion Collection Blu-ray release that's been out for several years. I actually got it at Costco for $20, which is like a 60% discount. So, but that was years ago when Costco carried a few Criterion titles. They no longer do, but back in 2015 or 2016, they carry a few Criterion titles, but they don't anymore. But yeah, they're releasing that. They're releasing Seven Samurai on 4K. That's amazing. But I got the BFI release on 4K because I already have the Criterion Blu-ray and all those special features. The BFI release on 4K includes Dolby Vision and it includes an additional commentary as well as some other features. So by having the BFI on 4K and having the Criterion Blu-ray, I feel like I'll have a complete set of Seven Samurai. Now, High and Low is my favorite of Kurosawa's films that I've seen so far. This is a wonderful film, wonderful, by Akira Kurosawa. This is Spine 24 in the collection, and it's from 1963. It's 143 minutes. And then Rashomon is another one of my favorites from Criterion, 88 minutes from 1950. This is an amazing film. It's an amazing film. 3 or 4 people can see the same event and have completely different perspectives on what took place. That is a big part of what this film's about. It is a masterwork. It is an amazing film by this amazing director, Akira Kurosawa. But I would love to see like 4K releases, whether it's individual releases. We're already getting Seven Samurai, maybe a 4K of High and Low, a 4K of Rashomon. Whew, that would be fantastic. A 4K of Ikiru, would love that. Or even better, a 4K Akira Kurosawa set. That would be amazing. Now, we already have a couple of Kurosawa's films on 4K with Dreams, which I picked up recently. We have Dreams on 4K, which is an extraordinary film. It's a late Kurosawa film. It's basically about his childhood dreams and realizing that on screen. Really good movie. fantastic, looks amazing on that 4K release. We also are getting Seven Samurai. So this indicates that Criterion's wanting to put out these Kurosawa films on 4K. So might we see a high and low 4K release, a Rashomon release on 4K, an Akira release on 4K, or will we perhaps see maybe an Akira Kurosawa box set? That's what a lot of people have been talking about, and I think that 2025 would be a great time to see something in that space, whether it's a box set or individual 4K releases. Let me know in the comments section what you think. So that is number 9. One more, and then I'm going to jump out and look at some comments, and then we'll come back in here and share my last 3. So here's number 10. Ta-da! Bong Joon-ho. Some people have commented that we do not have enough Korean films in the collection, and I would agree. I am very happy that director Bong Joon-ho is getting a lot of love from the Criterion Collection with releases like Okja, Memories of Murder, and Parasite. So I absolutely love the fact that we have a number of his films in the collection. It would be great to see more of Bong Joon-ho films in the collection. Films like The Host. It could be The Host. It could be any other of his other films would be amazing. Maybe Snowpiercer, or there are other films of his that I would love to see, but The Host would be a great one. I have not seen The Host yet, but I've heard great things about it. A lot of people have mentioned this one to me, as well as a number of his other films. So this is really not just The Host. This is really, hey, Criterion, give us more Bong Joon-ho films in the collection. Bring them to us on 4K is what this slide is talking about. But yeah, so like The Host is Bong Joon-ho's genre-defying monster movie that blends social commentary, dark humor, and family drama into a thrilling narrative about a creature terrorizing Seoul. Its unique tone and subversion of genre expectations would be a fantastic addition to the Criterion Collection. I haven't seen it yet, but I would have to agree. And part of the reason why I agree with that is because I trust Bong Joon-ho. I absolutely trust Bong Joon-ho. Of what I've seen of his filmography so far, including Parasite, Snowpiercer, Okja, Memories of Murder, I have enjoyed every film of his. They're all different. Okja doesn't work for everybody, but it really worked for me. I thought it was very powerful, and that 4K looks absolutely amazing. That 4K is so beautiful of Okja. Fantastic. Beautiful. So I love everything that I've seen from him so far. So I have a high trust level of anything from Bong Joon-ho. He hasn't disappointed me yet. Not yet, but maybe he's bound to at some point, but at least not yet. Little known fact, the creature's design was based on a mutated fish that Bong Joon-ho encountered in real life. A mutated fish, okay, which helped inspire the film's environmental themes. Interesting. All right. So what do y'all think of Bong Joon-ho? Would you be excited about more Bong Joon-ho coming to the collection and coming on 4K? Let me know what you think in the comments section. All right. Let me see. Let me see here. We have here, I agree, Raymond, more Korean cinema absolutely is needed in the collection. Only 5 films are in the collection, 3 of which are from the same director. Yeah, Bong Joon-ho. Yep. Memories of Murder, Parasite, and Okja. Yep. Um, let's see. Johnny Guitar 4K. Cool, Brown Bunny. Okay. Let's see. Gerald, I'm still shocked that Ashes of Time was not included in the Wong Kar-wai box set. Yeah, it would have been nice if it would have, if it were. I would love to see it. Would love to see it. Manitou Rev, I know, and Bong has made gr- many great films. Okja ain't one of them. Well, Okja, I would agree. Okja is not great, but I liked it. I really liked it, and it had a lot to say. It definitely makes you think, though, about certain things like, how we get the food in our supermarket. So it's like, huh, something to think about, right? Yes, Eyes Wide Shut is a must watch, in my opinion. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Let's see. It's a huge. tease for Rand to be the only Kurosawa film not to have a Criterion. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess it is a bit of a tease. Yeah. The David Lynch film, The Straight Story, got a 4K by Studio Canal recently. Still like a Criterion release for it. It's possible. I mean, David Lynch has a number of his films in the collection. Actually, a couple that are on 4K with The Lost Highway and recently the upgrade of Blue Velvet to 4K. So it is possible that we could see more of his films released on 4K, like perhaps The Elephant Man. That already has a 4K from somebody. I think it's BFI or Studio Canal or someone released a great 4K set of that. Perhaps Criterion could release a 4K release of that, as well as some of their other titles like Eraserhead. Who knows? But the Stray Story would be a cool one to release as well. Raymond Watt, Alina Whitweller box set would be nice. Cool. I'm not familiar with her films, but I would love to discover it. And that's part of what I love about Criterion is discovery of new films and new filmmakers. So that would be great. Studio Canal is releasing a British Hitchcock Blu-ray box set in December 2024, but Region B. Yeah, I don't yet have a Region B player. That needs to be on my list for 2025 or maybe this holiday. We shall see. I might treat myself to a region free player. Kino Lorber live and live and die in LA 2023. Yeah, Kino Lorber did. Yep, that's right. Napoleon 1927 for Criterion would be amazing. I have not seen that, but it sounds good. The original Swedish Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy. Wow. Now that would be something. That would be something. Um, Interestingly enough, that trilogy is a fascinating trilogy. I would say though that the first film, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, is definitely the highlight of that trilogy. Um, the other two films are, they're okay, but the first film is really the one that's like, wow, really, really good. I want Where Eagles Dare and The Right Stuff on 4K. Okay, cool. Those would be interesting. Let's see, The Train with Burt Lancaster. Burt Lancaster is fantastic. He stars in a film with Tony Curtis that's in the collection that I would love a 4K release of called Sweet Smell of Success. That 1950s film in black and white getting a 4K release would look really nice. I would love to see that. That's an amazing film with fantastic acting by both of those actors. Burt Lancaster and Tony Curtis are at the top of their game in Sweet Smell of Success. I would love to see that. Let's see here. It's time for Freddy Got Fingered to be released on a 4K Criterion. You never know. John Cassavetes 4K box set. Yeah, that would be interesting. An upgrade of the existing John Cassavetes set, which I have. Yeah, that would be cool. I'd be down for that. Criterion has put out so many De Sica films, but Shoe Sign and Garden of the Final Continents haven't had Blu-ray releases yet. Also, Visconti's La Terra Trema and Obsession. Okay, Obsession. Okay. Yeah, there are a lot of possibilities, and that's part of what I'm intrigued to see in 2025 is just the to be surprised by some great releases. So we shall see. Another Dream Criterion release, Basquiat, The Straight Story, David Lynch, and La Femme Nikita, 1990. Okay, cool. Would be controversial, but a Vincent Gallo set with the Brown Bunny, Buffalo 66, and The Funeral. Okay. I don't know much about those films, but you're saying they would be controversial, so I may have to look it up and see what you mean by that. Anthony says, I would like to see what Criterion would do with the zero effect. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Ethan says the Janice Films YouTube channel posted a trailer for Shoe Sign. Maybe it'll come out next year. Perhaps. We shall see. We shall see. Brown Bunny, Smiling, and Justice for All with Al Pacino is sorely overdue for a quality Blu-ray 4K release. Okay, good to know. Uh, Joa Pedro Antunes, Babylon 2022 was born as a classic. Oh, you mean the Damien Chazelle film? I think that's 2022, right? Let's see, PTA Anderson 4K box set. That would be cool. That would be cool. Including There Would Be Blood, right? He did that, right? Yep. That would be fantastic. Uh, an internet user, I didn't see that yet. Okay. Evening, everybody. Hello, Miss Caveman. How are you? How are you doing, Miss Caveman? Hope you're doing well. Magnitude. If we're gonna mention Dream Mega box sets, I want an Akira Kurosawa and or a Yasuhiro Ozu box set, similar to the likes of the Ingmar Bergman set. Now, you want to talk about something that would be epic. That would be amazing. Like an Ozu set or an Akira Kurosawa set, like 4K. That would be that would be like mind blowing. That would be fantastic. I would love that. Buñuel's Los Olvidados as well, his best Mexican period film. Okay. The Color of Money, Eric B., Martin Scorsese's and Tom Cruise's most underrated movie. That would be cool. That would actually be very cool. And I could see that. I mean, we got Tom Cruise in the collection with Risky Business that I think is one of the best releases of the year so far. I mean, I that release was very, very satisfying to go through. That film is phenomenal. It looks great on 4K, and it is. I'm so happy that Criterion got that and released it on 4K. So I would be down for The Color of Money. That'd be great. Thanks, Magnitude Rev says Jason. Let's see. I actually thinking Burning is better than Parasite. Okay, those are some pretty big words there. I have to check it out. E.T., Amadeus, and the Never-Ending Story would be my wish list. Okay, cool. See, Bailey Walsh says, hello, popping in to say a few titles on my list. Sunset Boulevard, yes, we talked about that one. Gothic, The Stepford Wives, and Bright Star, but I have a whole list on my letterbox. Anyway, I'll be watching the playback later. Cool. Thank you, Bailey, for sharing your list there. Fantastic. Joel Greenlee says, hello from Cleveland. Hello, Joel. I'd like to see the Spalding Gray film Swimming to Cambodia and Monster in a Box. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Last Tango in Paris. Okay. Starring Marlon Brando there. Okay. I'm in Cleveland too, Garfield Heights area. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Couple of Cleveland folks here. Couple of Cleveland peeps. Let's see, Gerald, going back and correct you on the comment mentioning Disney owning Ghibli titles. That is no longer the case. Ghibli owns the rights to those films now. Ah, a little bit of an update there. That's actually good to know. Good to know. Let's see, the two William Friedkin films I want on 4K, The French Connection and Sorcerer. That would be cool. That would be cool. Is there any Friedkin in the collection currently? I'll have to check on that. Spring Breakers should get a Criterion release. Since Gummo got one, so should Spring Breakers. Yeah. Gummo is a title I'm not planning on picking up unless something changes, but let me know what y'all think of that. The CD Man, The Crying Game, Around the World in 80 Days, and upgrade to Blu-ray or 4K for Laurence Olivier's Hamlet and Coda first time physically in the US. Okay. Possibilities. Boogie Nights on Criterion, cool. The CD Man, Around the World in 80 Days, Lauren, Olivia's Hamlet, and Coda are the last three remaining movies. Okay. James, the Hitchcock set is a Blu-ray set from Studio Canal with 11 films and a new feature-length documentary. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Melancholia is Lars von Trier. Have you talked about him on your channel? I have not. I have not talked much about Lars von Trier. I have not dug into his filmography yet. I'm trying to see if I've seen any of his films. I don't think I have. I might have seen one, but or I may not have seen any of his films yet, but I'll have to check him out at some point. Laurence Olivier's Hamlet, Around the World in okay, the best. Okay, I think are the last three remaining Oscar winners for Best Picture not available on Blu-ray 4K in the US. Okay, interesting. Gerald, if you like Dazed and Confused, I did, loved it. You will probably really enjoy Breaking Away. Okay. Dazed feels like it was shot in the 70s, but Breakaway was shot in the 70s and similar but authentic. Okay, cool. That's good to know. A Dream release, a straight story, a Disney release. Okay, awesome. All right, folks, I got some more comments that I will come back to at the end. But right now, I've gone through 10 of my Baker's Dozen 13. I got three more to go. So I do want to share those. I will jump back into my PowerPoint and we will share my last three. And then I'll come back and get your comments and see what y'all think. So we talked about the host, Bong Joon-ho. That was my 10th one. So three more to go, starting with 11. And my number 11 is Selma. This is the 2014 film from director Ava DuVernay. This film, folks, is a wonderful portrait of Martin Luther King's life at a certain point in his life. So it's not like a full life story or anything like that. This is his life at a certain period where he's doing a march for voting rights at a specific time, and their march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. And it's just a really powerful, powerful film. This is a film that won an Academy Award. Actually, Common and John Legend won the Academy Award for Best Song for Glory, which was fantastic. You ought to look up on YouTube the performance of John Legend and Common of the song Glory, and just so powerful, so moving. Seeing their performance on the stage of the Academy Awards back in, say, 2015 when that was aired, just was phenomenal. Phenomenal performance. They won the Oscar, and this film was just absolutely amazing. It's Ava DuVernay's poignant and powerful portrayal of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s March for Voting Rights. And it's a timely and essential film about the fight for civil rights. Its historical significance combined with DuVernay's compelling direction makes it a must for the Criterion Collection. I think this is a film that would really, given Criterion's efforts to expand their tent and bring in more filmmakers, I think this is a film that would just be wonderful to add to the collection. And I don't think Ava DuVernay, I don't think Miss DuVernay is yet in the collection. I think this would be a phenomenal entry into the collection for Miss DuVernay. So I would love to see Selma get a 4K release from Criterion with some, more special features. I have it on physical media. I have the Blu-ray of it, but I don't have it to show right now, but this is a wonderful film that I highly recommend. I actually did a little video on this recommending this that went out I think earlier this year or a couple of years ago. So definitely check that out on this channel. But I love Ava. I love Selma. I also did a director spotlight of Taste of Ava DuVernay films a few years ago. So check that out on this channel. But this is a fantastic film. DuVernay was the first Black woman to be nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Director for Selma. So this is an amazing film that I highly, highly recommend. Selma. One day. Yeah, I'll let John Legend and Common sing it, but look it up on your Spotify Glory. Powerful, moving song, and look up on YouTube their performance at the Academy Awards. It'll definitely move you. That's my number 11. Two more to go. My number 12, someone already mentioned this. Wait a minute. What? Oh, my goodness. Sorry, y'all. I didn't do a slide. I've already spoiled it. All right. Lost in Translation. I knew something was wrong. I did not do a slide for Lost in Translation for some reason. I guess it's missing. So my apologies. So Lost in Translation, the film directed by Sofia Coppola, who already has a title in the collection, The Virgin Suicides, that got a 4K release recently. This would be a really cool 4K release from Sofia Coppola to add to the Criterion Collection. This is a film that stars Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. This is the Blu-ray release of it that came out several years ago. There's a few features on here. I think it'd be great for Criterion to port those over and maybe add a couple of additional features, maybe a commentary and some essays or interviews. But you have Academy Award winner for Best Original Screenplay 2003. This is an amazing film from Sofia Coppola. It's a really good film from Sofia Coppola. It is her meditative look at isolation and connection in a foreign land. You have Bill Murray, who is in Japan, along with Scarlett Johansson. Their characters are in Japan. He's an older man. She's a younger, woman. They develop a little bit of a connection and a bond in Japan. And it's really a great look at isolation and connection in a foreign country. And it's visually stunning and it's emotionally resonant. The nuanced performances of Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson combined with Coppola's delicate atmospheric direction make this a perfect Criterion release. I agree. I think this would be a phenomenal release from Criterion. I think it would fit right into the vibe of Criterion. Little known fact, Coppola wrote the role of Bob Harris specifically for Bill Murray, specifically for Mr. Murray here, which is great. And his participation was not guaranteed until the last minute, adding tension to the production. So very interesting on Lost in Translation. I didn't do a slide for this one. I don't know why. I guess I forgot. But I did do a slide for this last one, my number 13, which you just got a tease of. And here it is, The Third Man. So this is the film from director Carol Reed. This is an out of print from the Criterion Collection. And what I'm saying here is I would love for this to come back into print on 4K in the Criterion Collection. This is a film that stars Orson Welles and Joseph Cotten. Of course, Orson Welles and Joseph Cotten played together in the Orson Welles directed film, his very first feature direction of Citizen Kane. So, and they also appeared together, or actually, I'm sorry, he also directed Joseph Cotten in The Magnificent Ambersons. So, this is a wonderful collaboration. I have not seen The Third Man, but I can tell you, based upon my reading of the synopsis, basically Joseph Cotten is playing a character who is going overseas to help out his friend, who is played by Orson Welles. Of course, by the time he gets there, Orson Welles has been killed or has died, and Joseph Cotton's character is trying to figure out what happened. So that setup right there that I read on IMDb is enough to pull me in. I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued. I've heard great things about this movie. I have not seen it yet. This is one of those legendary out of print Criterions that if you have a copy of this, wow, that's awesome, right? But I would love to see this come back in the collection on 4K and to finally see this film for the first time. So that is The Third Man from Carol Reed. Now, Carol Reed has an awesome title in the collection already called Odd Man Out. That is a really good film. And so I'm expecting The Third Man to not disappoint. So that is my final slide. So those are my 13 titles. The Third Man, Lost in Translation, Selma, The Host, Bong Joon-ho, Akira Kurosawa 4K releases, Thief by Michael Mann on 4K, a 4K upgrade of Medium Cool by Haskell Wexler, Charlie Chaplin 4K releases, would love to see that. Alfred Hitchcock 4K releases, would love to see that. Dead Presidents 2025 will be the 30th anniversary of that film. It'll be an amazing time to get Dead Presidents on 4K Ultra HD. All the President's Men would be great to get that title in the collection to complete the Alan J. Pakula Paranoia trilogy with Clute and the Parallax View. Sunset Boulevard, folks. Sunset Boulevard coming to Criterion on 4K would be a dream. I would love this to get the full treatment, to get all the features, all the commentary, to just get a beautiful treatment of an all-time classic film. The 75th anniversary of Sunset Boulevard is 2025. So I have to believe that something is going to happen for this amazing film next year. Hopefully, it'll be on Criterion, but we shall see. And of course, I started out talking about Nightcrawler, the film starring Jake Gyllenhaal and Rene Russo. I would love for this film to get a 4K release from Criterion. We are already on the 10th anniversary of this film. It is time for this film to get a 4K release, and I cannot think of a better place for it to be than on Criterion. So, yeah, so those are my wishes. How many of those will actually happen in 2025? We shall see. But I want to capture more of y'all's thoughts. Let's see. See, a dream release, a straight story, 1999, David Lynch, a Disney release. Yep, people have mentioned that. James on Chaplin, I would want A Woman of Paris and the first national shorts. They do not have Blu releases in the United States. Okay, that'd be fantastic as well. Yes, love Chaplin, Gold Rush, Modern Times. Yes, 100%. City Lights is one of my top 5 films of all time. It's basically a perfect film with one of the most uh, heartbreaking endings. Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful film. I'm sure a 4K and medium cool will be more than cool for you. More than cool. More than cool. Good evening, movie friends. Mega Mike, the movie man. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well, Mega Mike. Miss Caveman says hi to Mike. See Christopher Gibson. I would be great. It would be great to see the James Bond films released on Criterion in an Ingmar Bergman Godzilla style set. Okay, that would be cool. Godzilla Gojira style set. That would be cool. Doubtful that would happen, but that would be cool. But we're dreaming. This is the dream session. Abel Gance's Napoleon. Cool. Yasuhiro Ozu Crime Silence box set. Cool. People saying hello to one another. Need Michael Mann on 4K. Thief, Manhunter, and The Keep. Good additions there. Medium cool and Dassin's Uptight would be a cool simultaneous release. Okay, I have not seen Dassin's Uptight. Thief is awesome. Prosky gave an outstanding performance. He did. Robert Prosky, he was so good. He was such a good bad guy in that film. I really need a Criterion release of the Kiyoshi Kurosawa film Bright Future. I have not seen that one. How has Criterion not put out Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour documentary yet? It's the greatest film of the 21st century. Okay. Hey, you know what? You never know. Anything is possible. Taylor Swift deserves a spot in the collection. Ford 3 Bad Men, The Iron Horse. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I've just watched October 1st Rashomon in a theater. What an experience. I'm watching Seven Samurai in a theater next Tuesday. Nice. Sweet. I'm jealous. Henry, I'm surprised Napoleon doesn't have a Blu-ray release as it's as famous as any silent film. Also, von Stroheim's Greed. Okay. High and Low, Rashomon, and Kagamusha on 4K would be must buys for me. Yeah, agreed. James, have you seen Kurosawa's last film, Madadayo? I have not seen it. I have not signed it. I have not seen it yet. It's excellent and it's part of the 100th anniversary DVD box set. Cool. I have not seen that yet. Joel Greenlee, I'd love to see a reprint of the Criterion print book. Okay. Cool. Henry says, Ethan, I assume when Coppola eases up on the rights in Napoleon, then we will see some action. Perhaps the latest French release would be awesome. Okay. And the host has a solid Blu-ray. I'd rather see them release films that have no other releases. Yeah, good thought. Maybe Criterion can put out Bong Joon-ho's debut, Barking Dogs Never Bite. Yeah, just more Bong Joon-ho would be great. Just more Bong Joon-ho. Joel, I'd like to see Jim Jarmusch's Coffee and Cigarettes and Broken Flowers. Nice. Tube Moner, I would love to see more American classics that languish on old releases. The Wild Bunch, Bonnie and Clyde, Treasure of Sierra Madre, or foreign classics like Heneke's Cache, Catano's Sonatine. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. That would be great. Louis Buñuel's Los Avodados is definitely at the top of my 2025 wish list. Robert Duvall's The Apostle needs the Criterion treatment. Need more Spike Jones is on the Criterion Collection. Yeah, he is the director of John Malkovich film, Being John Malkovich. Yep. The Janus Films YouTube channels released a black and white 4K trailer of Basquiat. This film screams Criterion treatment. It stars Jeffrey Wright, Benicio del Toro, and Claire Forlani. Cool. Okay. I need Martin Scorsese to work his magic and help put out a 4K of The King of Comedy. Oh, nice. Nice. That would be cool. I've traveled to Japan for vacations. Last time I was there, I went to the Park Hyatt, which the hotel in the film Bill and Scarlett stay at. The bar is much smaller in person and visited the shrine too. Cool. Tim says it's a long shot, but I'd love to see David Cronenberg's The Fly come to the Criterion Collection. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. You never know. 2025 is the 75th anniversary of the James Stewart film Harvey, so it would be great if we could get a release of that. Yeah, you never know. I mean, that would be cool. I have not seen Harvey, but 75th anniversary is a nice time to recognize some of these great films. Movie Collector Maniac says, "Hey James and go Dogs, go Dogs! They're playing Mississippi State tomorrow. Hopefully they'll take care of business tomorrow between the hedges against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. And then next week, they travel to Austin, Texas to take on the number one team in the country, the Texas Longhorns. And that's going to be one heck of a game. Texas has their hands full, though, taking on Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout on Saturday. So they can't afford to be looking ahead to Georgia. They got to focus on taking care of their own business. So a lot of great college football coming up. What does that have to do with Criterion? Absolutely nothing, but I had to mention it. So thanks for saying go Dogs, Movie Collector. Gerald says, starting my October viewing challenge like you, starting tomorrow night with 3 women. Nice, 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 nice. All right, Gerald. Yes to the King of Comedy. La Grande Illusion Spine 1 4K upgrade, please. I was thinking about that too, bringing in the Grand Illusion back to the collection, Spine number 1. That would be pretty awesome. I want them to release Moment of Romance. Okay, says Neon Pop 80. Moment of Romance. Yeah. Ethan Edwards says, I'll actually be rooting for Georgia against Texas, so Ohio State goes to number 1. Well, now wait a minute. Now, I guess if Ohio State's still undefeated, now they're taking on Oregon tomorrow, so that'll be interesting to see how they do against Oregon. But if Georgia beats Texas, they'll have a chance to get to number 1. But if Ohio State's still undefeated, I would imagine they'll make Ohio State the 1 and Georgia the 2. So that's probably how it would roll. But yeah, so folks, I tell you what, I am so excited for the upcoming announcement on Tuesday of what Criterion is going to be releasing in January. So we're going to get our first taste of what 2025 is going to look like. And who knows, maybe some of what we've talked about tonight will appear on those announcements. Fingers crossed, we shall see. But in any event, whatever happens, it's going to set up for a beginning of the next year, which should be exciting. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they announce on this coming Tuesday or Wednesday for the beginning of 2025. I'm also excited about the upcoming flash sale that we expect to happen on a Tuesday pretty soon. It could be this coming Tuesday, probably most likely the following Tuesday, the 22nd, would be the most likely time that we could see that. If it happens, I'll put an announcement out on this channel announcing it, but be on the lookout for that 24-hour flash sale on the Criterion site. If it happens, We'll let you know on this channel, and it, of course, will be all over social media. Also, we're excited about the upcoming November Barnes& Noble 50% off Criterion sale. I think I've got my list together of titles I plan to pick up. Check out my video on this channel that I did recently where I shared the titles I plan to pick up in the flash sale and the Barnes& Noble sale. So I am super excited for how the fourth quarter is going to wrap up here with Criterion releases. We're getting No Country for Old Men in December. So exciting. Fellini's 8.5, Paris, Texas on 4K. Super excited about that. Also excited to be getting pretty soon here the BFI 7 Samurai 4K release, and in November getting my absolute favorite film from Clint Eastwood on 4K from Kino Lorber, Play Misty for Me. So the fourth quarter is shaping up really nicely. I'm looking forward to the stuff that's coming out. Let me know in the comment section below what you are excited about that's coming out in the fourth quarter, as well as your dream releases from the Criterion collection in 2025. I'm going to capture a few more of these last comments here. I think there may be one more here. Let's see, one more comment here. Movie Collector Maniac says, go Dan Lanning and beat OSU. Yeah, Dan Lanning used to be the defensive coordinator at Georgia. He left Georgia after the 21 national championship to go be the coach at Oregon. So that will be an interesting game. That'll be an interesting game tomorrow, along with Texas and Oklahoma. You have Ohio State and Oregon. So who knows? Anything can happen in college football with Vanderbilt beating Alabama last week. Anything can happen. But I really do appreciate y'all joining tonight, sharing your thoughts. Let's keep our fingers crossed that some of our Criterion dreams come true in 2025. But let me know what you're thinking in the comment section below, and hope you have a fantastic Friday night and weekend. Be safe out there, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.